Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Ideal Ego Pokemon, and I am claiming my rank rewards on the way to rank 18, as Great League has returned at that time. So hello everyone, this is Rekka, and will now show one of the Pokemon that I will use later on for this Great League, and that's Jellicent being powered up. But I won't show you the IVs because it will be in another team. But I did catch that Jellicent last 2nd of February 2021, and now out comes my Stunfisk, which I will purchase a secondary move. But at that first try, it wasn't Earthquake, so that resulted in one game where I used Flash Cannon, but Earthquake would have actually dealt more damage that time. But of course, I will have to change it soon. So now in this team, I have my Azumarill in the lead, which I've caught way back in 2017, and powered up to the that CP, and having Ice Beam and Hydro Pump for the charge moves. And backed up with Altaria, of course, but most of the time I switch with Galarian Stunfisk. But still, this Altaria is very solid because it has Dragon Breath and Sky Attack pressure. So without further ado, I will now show my battles as Great League has returned. To this first battle, during that I was paired with Haloponu, and he leads the fight with his Obstagoon, which will deal resisted damage to my Azumarill. And he swaps with his Poliwrath, but I think Azumarill can still hold on to this incoming charge attack because Power Up Punch and Ice Punch will be resisted by Azumarill. So looking good here, and okay, it seems he decided to forfeit. And yeah, that's an automatic win for me. And then yes, I think the second battle will be more challenging because my opponent started off with his Shadow Victreebel. So I instantly swapped into my Galarian Stunfisk. So my opponent, Satoli17, has also swapped into a Victini, which I think, or I assume that his last Pokemon doesn't want to see a Galarian Stunfisk. So with my usual play here, I shield up a Vigoroth because yes, Vigoroth has like a recoil. Well, no, not really. Has a similar effect to Brave Bird, where it defends where the defense gets lowered even severely, so I will have to use my shields at that time because this Rock Slide will also deal a lot of damage to Victini, and I was able to take both shields, and I continued using Rock Slide on my opponent's Emolga. And because it's an electric and flying type, it will be able to, my Galarian Stunfisk will be able to resist because it is part ground type using a rock type move. So it massively resists electric types, and it's down to Shadow Victreebel as Emolga fainted. And now, even if Altaria loses this match, I still have my Azumarill, so that resulted to a win still. But still, of course, good game to my opponent. Now, moving on to this next battle, I was paired with Rasja Life, and I'm expecting now to have who have a good fighting chance against his Galarian Stunfisk in the lead, and he even made that battle more interesting because he also ran in Azumarill, which will then have to go on a one-on-one mirror fight with my Azumarill. But I will then have to let this Play Rough go through, but then I have to go with Hydro Pump because if he did run Ice Beam, I would have resisted it. So Hydro Pump will still be resisted, but Play Rough just, well, can actually take me out if I don't switch. So maybe Galarian Stunfisk. Okay, so if this is a Play Rough, then my switch to G-Fizz would have been really great because it is a Steel type that resists the Fairy. The Fairy attack of my opponent. Fairy type move rather. So I'm still in a good situation because my Galarian Stunfisk is able to land a Rock Slide to my opponent's Alolan Marowak. But now I will have to let this Shadow Ball go through because now Azumarill can farm a bit more energy. Azumarill for his two other Pokemon that is similar to my team. So the only difference is my Altaria against his Alolan Marowak. So will my Azumarill be able to hold on to its fighting spirit to survive the Rock Slide? But now I will have to charge up this Ice Beam to the maximum power to hopefully... Okay, I didn't almost finish my full Azumarill, but luckily I got off to a very low HP. I farmed the other Azumarill down, but the Ice Beam is not enough for my opponent's Galarian Stunfisk, so it's up to Altaria again to close off the match, as my Altaria can survive one Rock Slide. So that was a close fight because I think my Azumarill was a bit was more durable that time, if I might say. So good game, got the win. So okay, claiming the rewards at this time. And now I'm catching this Scraggy, which is still a very decent reward because I do have a Scrafty that can now eventually unlock a secondary move. So now, going on to this fourth battle, I was met with an Alolan Sandslash, and I will obviously let this Gyro Ball go through because my Azumarill can really take such an attack while still being in a green health. But now my Galarian Stunfisk is met with a Blastoise. So this would be an okay fight as long as I don't get hit by a Hydro Cannon. But eventually, of course, the Water Gun will add up, and I will have to switch to my Altaria next because the Dragon typing will resist the continuous Water Gun use of this Blastoise here. So Rock Slide charging up to its usual pace, and still got that my foe's Blastoise to farming range. So I might have went with Azumarill here. Okay, sorry, it is Altaria. Okay, I did get that switch correctly. I mean, he did get the switch back to the Sand Slash, and then back to his Pelipper. So the Sand Slash was able to get my last shield, while I also get his last shield with my Sky Attack. So hopefully now my Azumarill can survive whatever he throws at me. It's a Blizzard, okay. It's an Ice type and it got resisted, so if it was a Hurricane, then I would have actually lost this match. But, well, it's now up to my Altaria that will faint if that was a Blizzard, but thankfully that was a Weather Ball. And I will be able to Dragon Breath down my opponent's Pelipper. So that's another good game to that fight, as I take a 4-win streak on that set. But going into that last battle, I broke the streak there because I got off to a bad matchup here. So you will see why I lost this, because Olivia 1917 has a good response to the team that I'm throwing against her. So the Electrode, yes, it was her Electrode against my Azumarill. Then she also ran a Scrafty that will just punch through my Galarian Stunfisk. And later in the match, he also ran a Clefable, which makes a 3 out of 3 takeover in terms of my team's weaknesses. So his Clefable just took down Altaria. My Altaria doesn't do any moves beyond Sky Attack, or rather Dragon Breath will be massively resisted by fairies, and my Galarian Stunfisk can no longer fight through her Clefable. So yes, this was a loss. I got farmed down by Charm, and he still had a healthy Electrode. So nonetheless, that was a good game. Amazing fights. So if you like this video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up, and maybe subscribe if you want to see more battle videos. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all again soon.